Hello, my name's Telman Knudsen with the New Hypnotists and the Self-Hypnosis Sequence, and I wanted to put this amazing video series together for you to teach you all about hypnosis, about self-hypnosis, and specifically how you can use hypnosis in order to improve your life and your world. So we're going to be doing about 7 videos over the next few days where we're going to be teaching you all the different components of a great hypnosis session and a self-hypnosis session, how to use them properly, and the areas in your life that you can actually use hypnosis and self-hypnosis to make a dramatic positive transformation if you're feeling stuck in some area right now, or if you are truly someone that wants to have a high level of peak performance in those areas. So to get us started, I want to talk about this idea. It's a very common idea among hypnotists. You may have even heard it before. It's called all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. As a matter of fact, I just wrote a book called All Hypnosis That Is Self-Hypnosis. It's just about to come out. Very excited about that. And what I wanted to tell you is this concept about why all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So first of all, you're on this page, you're watching this video because you're interested in self-hypnosis. Now you may or may not have ever been hypnotized before. I'm not quite sure. So what I do know is that you are in control of your brain, but hypnosis/self-hypnosis helps to give you more control over your brain than you've ever had before. So think about self-hypnosis as a way of kind of getting access to your own code of your brain, getting access to kind of the back door of your mind, so you can start flipping around the switch in the control room in order to get your brain to start being more optimized, start functioning more proficiently, and then as a result of your brain working better, of course, everything in your life is going to improve, but you need to decide on some very specific areas that you're going to improve your life in order to use hypnosis successfully. So the reason we say all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, because as a hypnotist, I've seen thousands of clients one-on-one, help people with individual issues on a wide variety of topics. Everything from the most bizarre fears and phobias that you can possibly imagine to standard fear of snakes, fear of spiders, fear of heights, and fear of rats, right? You can use hypnosis in order to dramatically reduce stress levels. You can use hypnosis in order to improve one's sleep and overcome the symptoms of insomnia. You can use hypnosis for both chronic and acute pain management, especially if hypnosis is used under surgery for folks that are allergic to most modern painkillers. You can use hypnosis, of course, in order to quit smoking, in order to lose weight, in order to make yourself a better golf player or in any area of sports. You can use hypnosis to become more confident when you're speaking in public. As a matter of fact, most politicians, public speakers, Olympic athletes, actors, and actresses use hypnosis in order to improve their skill level and their performance in their respective careers. So hypnosis can be used in order to supercharge any aspect of your mind and brain that you desire to improve. The state with hypnosis is an awful lot like the state between being awake and asleep, or the meditative state. Now, you go in and out of this state of awareness, this brain state, if you will, and bare minimum of twice a day, every day. The reality is it's many more times than that, but the two most obvious times are when you're waking up in the morning, when you're going to bed at night. So the reason that we talk about this is hypnosis is the daydreamy state, or even the dream state, depending on how you look at it. If you're awake, it's daydream. If you're asleep, it's dream. And it's where your brain is in between deep sleep and wide awake alert consciousness. So with hypnosis, you learn to go in between those two states, and you learn how to hold yourself there for a prolonged period of time, which, by the way, is the same thing that you learn to do when you meditate. It's why meditators tend to be naturals at self-hypnosis. The big difference between something like meditation and self-hypnosis is that with hypnosis, you always have a very specific desired outcome. You decide on a very specific result before you get going. And that's the number one thing before you start any hypnosis session. It's absolutely critical that you have your intent worked out. And that's the primary topic that I want to talk about in this video today, is your intention. Your intention is the most important part of a successful hypnosis session, and it's also the reason that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. You see, if you want to learn how to go into hypnosis, and you want to learn how to get a specific new habit installed in your mind in order to get a better result in your life, you need to first decide on what that result is in your life that you want to have is. So let me explain how this works. Basically, hypnosis is accelerated learning. When you're in that daydreamy state, that state where time can either go by really quickly or where it can stretch out forever. I like to call it the snooze button state, because it's the state that when you hit the snooze button in the morning, you can sometimes feel like 20 seconds have passed, and sometimes it feels like 2 hours has passed and it's only been 5 minutes. Time distortion is a very, very common experience for people when they're in the hypnotic state. And when you are in hypnosis, when you're in that state between being awake and asleep, sometimes you feel like you hear every word that's said. And sometimes, in fact, you do hear every word that's said, yet at other times, you lose conscious awareness and feel like you fell asleep during your session. That's also perfectly fine. Again, it's learning how to ride that line between being awake and asleep. And the more you practice going into the hypnotic state, the easier it gets and the better the result is that you're going to get from using hypnosis to make your life better. So let's say you want to lose a few pounds. Let's say you want to lose 20 pounds, just for argument's sake. Well, in that case, you want to figure out the exact weight that you want to be. And that's your goal for a series of hypnosis sessions. So you say, let's say you want to weigh 150 pounds and you weigh 170 right now. You want to lose 20 pounds and get back to your high school weight. Well, that's perfectly reasonable. There are several habits that you're going to need to create to override any bad habits that you might have around eating and exercise in order to achieve that target weight. You may need to start exercising on a regular basis, say 5 or 6 days a week. You may need to start eating more protein and less carbs. You may need to stop midnight snacking, and you may need to start drinking more water. You may need to stop drinking as much alcohol and eating as many snacks. You may need to start hanging out with people that are in better shape. The list goes on and on and on. Everybody has a different set of reasons that they might not be at their ideal body weight. With one hypnosis session, you want to be focused on one desired outcome and one habit that you want to install in your mind. So you walk into the hypnosis office to see a hypnotist. You know you want to lose weight. You know you're going to have to create several new habits in order to do it. The hypnotist there is there to help guide you through the process of figuring out how many hypnosis sessions is it going to take in order for you to install all the habits that you need to create the result in your life that you want. It might be as simple as, boom, one session. Have a new reaction whenever you see a bat, right, or a spider, or whenever you're in a high place. It might be changing one reaction around how you think about or feel about or react to airplanes and flying. It's that simple. It could just be one session or it could be a whole series. In many cases, hypnotists will work with clients over a series of sessions in order to really get this dialed in. But keep in mind that an experienced hypnotist is going to be able to get you better results, more permanent results, and frequently faster results than someone who hasn't conducted many hypnosis sessions before. But the reason that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis is because you can't be hypnotized to do something against your will. You can't be hypnotized to do something against your will. If you're going to into a hypnotist office or hypnotherapist office, it's voluntary. And you're doing so in order to learn a new habit. So can you learn anything against your will? Well, in a total immersion situation, there are ways that you can learn things without necessarily focusing on it intentionally. But it's very unlikely that if you desperately don't want to learn French and you're forced to go to French class in high school when you don't want to by your parents or whatever it is, you're probably not going to get a great grade because you won't do your homework, you won't do your studying, you won't pay attention in class, you'll be thinking about other stuff, and lo and behold, your grades will show it. Versus the student that's highly motivated to learn French because they know if they get an A that they're going to be able to go on a vacation to France with their family or be sent somewhere cool in the world or get something as a great reward or whatever is the case. So I strongly encourage you to remember and realize that your intention, your focus, what you decide you want to learn, the person that you decide you want to become, is entirely dependent on you and you alone. So you can't be hypnotized against your will, but what a hypnotist can do is teach you how to go into the hypnosis state and walk you through a series of guided mental processes, or many frequently referred to as guided visualizations, in order to go into hypnosis. By the way, if you're not good at visualizing, only about 20% of the population is very good at visualizing at all. Naturally, I'm horrible at it. When I close my eyes, I see black. So you don't have to be able to literally visualize in order to go into hypnosis. But you do need to be able to imagine something. Fortunately, as human beings, we are all able to imagine. Hypnosis and imagination are directly intertwined. It's a wonderful mind trip of imagination experiences that you're going to go through as you learn the self-hypnosis process and all the components that have to do with a self-hypnosis session. Now, there are 101 ways to do self-hypnosis, and so what I'm going to do is teach you my simple 7-step method for using hypnosis in order to improve yourself through the power of self-hypnosis. There are 7 primary components. The first one is intention, and setting a very clear intention about a change you want to make in your life, about a very specific and measurable outcome and result that you want. So that's the first piece. You start with intention, and after you're done with intention and you've decided what you're going to do during this hypnosis session, then you're going to want to move on to induction. And this is the case whether you're going to see a hypnotist or whether you're working on creating your own hypnosis sessions, whether you're writing them down, whether you're mentally memorizing them, whether you're recording yourself on audio or video and you're going to turn around and listen to them in the future. This is the process and the overall outline that we teach in the self-hypnosis sequence. That's why I'm sharing with you all the components. We call this the anatomy of a self-hypnosis session. So the anatomy of self-hypnosis session, step 1, intention, intention, intention. What do you want to use with hypnosis? Now, by the way, measurable, there are 2 ways of measuring things. It can either be a number or an event. A number is, I want to weigh a certain amount. A number is, I want to finish a race in a certain time. A number is, I want to make a certain amount of money. Okay? Anything that's numerically measurable, so it's very clear and absolute. Yes, I've accomplished this, or no, I've not accomplished this. Something that's measurable is not opinion-based, it's fact-based. And you want something that you can work toward hitting and continue moving toward until you nail it, with no room for personal, oh, I feel okay, I feel better. Well, that's fine, but feeling better isn't measurable. You will feel better as a result of doing hypnosis and having a better life. That's a side effect of hitting the results in your life that you wish to hit. So step 1, set your intention, make sure it's measurable. What I'd like to know is in the comments section below, go ahead and tell me what your intention is for using self-hypnosis for yourself for the first time. What's the one thing that you want to improve or tweak? And that's it. Just go ahead and write that below. Do you want to lose a certain amount of pounds and get to a certain body weight? Do you want to quit smoking? Do you want to start sleeping from, say, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. every night without waking up at night? Do you want to start running on a daily basis? Do you want to beat all your friends in golf? What do you want to do? Do you want to double your income? Great. All are achievable with the power of self-hypnosis. If you are enjoying this video series so far, there's a lot more to come. Our next video is going to be all about what we call the induction process. I'm going to be teaching you about hypnosis inductions, what they are and how they work, and how you use them in self-hypnosis. So if you like this video series, go ahead and click on the social sharing buttons over to the left of this video, and you will be able to share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Pinterest, and LinkedIn, and everywhere else with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, and your coworkers so they can check this video series out as well. I hope you get a lot out of it, and thank you so much for being part of this incredible series. This is Telman Knudsen with the self-hypnosis sequence. Please, by all means, leave me your intention for what you're going to use hypnosis for first in the comments below and share this video with everyone you know.